Welcome to our introduction to style for news writers. Um, Basically, what I want to do here is just lay out for you exactly what we mean by the word style and try to help you understand what purpose it serves for news writers or really any professional writers. Okay, so let's take a look at this list here, right there. Which of these is correct? Okay, which of these ways of saying 9 o'clock in the morning is correct? All right, well, it's a trick question because really they're all correct. There's nothing inherently wrong with writing 9 a.m. in any of these manners, even 0900 hours if you're in the military or the police. But what we can't have at a professional publication is somebody on page 1 writing 9 A period M period lowercase and somebody on page 7 writing 9 capital A period capital M period. It looks inconsistent, sloppy, unprofessional. All right, so that's all that style is. It's just having a system that gives us a consistent manner of dealing with things like spelling and punctuation and capitalization and usage of symbols and all those sorts of things that can vary from one place to another for a specific publication. So every publication is going to have its own way of dealing, its own system of style, its own way of dealing with all these different ways of writing things. And what most publications do is that they base their own in-house rules on some sort of style book that's published that everybody can purchase. Right? There are many of these style books out there. We're going to look at a few of them, but the one that is the industry standard for news writing is the Associated Press style book on. I'm sorry, it's the Associated Press style book and Briefing on Media Law, which is actually a fairly small portion of the book, but anyway, so that is the AP style book, and it might come in a spiral bound form like the one on the left there, or the kind that's sold at college bookstores on the right. They're both the same. All right. There are plenty of other style books out there in the world. You may be familiar with the publication manual of the American Psychological Association, or the APA style book, which is often confused with AP. They are not the same thing. APA is actually used for a lot of social science fields outside of psychology. So it's used quite a bit. The Chicago Manual of Style, and then of course the Modern Languages or MLA Association style, the MLA Style Manual, which is taught in a lot of English composition classes. But for our purposes, we'll be dealing with the AP style book. And you can buy this several ways. It comes out in print. They update it yearly. For the cost of a yearly print style book, you can actually subscribe to apstylebook.com, which is a web-based version of the same thing. And it's updated all the time. They'll make changes at any time throughout the year. It has some added features. It's searchable. It has an Ask the Editor tool where you can get answers to AP style questions from an Associated Press editor. There's also a mobile app for iOS that the Associated Press markets for its style book. I don't have it. I have not used it. It does not get great reviews, or hasn't so far. So personally, I would say maybe wait a while on that one, but I definitely recommend the website. So what sorts of things does style address? All right, so the basic 4 or 5 areas that we would concern ourselves with in Associated Press style is capitalizing things or lowercasing things. Okay, should head coach be capitalized when talking about a person? Numerals or words, should we write TEN or 10, and in what circumstances might we do either one? Should we abbreviate things or spell them out? All right, February 18th, very simple. Should it be abbreviated or not? What are the rules for when we abbreviate things? Words or symbols, okay? Percents, you could write percent as a word. You could use the percent symbol. You could use the dollar sign. You could use the dollar symbol. When do we do each of these things? And finally, some consistent rules for using the various punctuation marks. There's a whole section in the back of the AP style book for punctuation marks. One thing that the AP style book does not address, that things like APA or MLA would address, is in-text citations and reference lists or bibliographies or works cited, whatever they call them in their style mix. The reason we don't have that in AP is because in news articles we don't do that. We don't have formal in-text citations, and we don't have works cited list at the end of a story. So because those are not things that we need, we just simply don't have them in the style book. So anyway, that's the introduction to AP style. We're going to have you move on in the next video to some specific areas of style.